didn't know that I was gay until like in my 20s. So
Taylor was really popular with the ladies in college.
so you choose to love someone.
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
like
Every day.
every day. I think the lust is the feeling. You
Yeah.
feel like the physical attraction, but the love aspect is like an active choice that you have to make. I think I love like a backyard hot dog, but
It comes across so wrong for English audience.
I said backyard.
We did a round of IVF, so like we chose an egg donor. It's a really emotionally tough process. Decision fatigue, and we were emotionally drained from the ups and downs of just simply going through that process together.
Can you tell the difference between?
I
Or
can
do you
tell
two have the
Essex.
same one?
Gemma?
Yeah.
That's
GC.
iconic
I'm
that you know.
claustrophobic,
Darren. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
And
so
everything's focused.
Everything's
Okay, cool.
Including you.
much. He's ready.
I'm not ready. Okay, let me show you the treats quickly.
Yeah.
This is so sweet. Thanks for getting
Yeah,
us
I'm
this.
excited.
No, that's okay. Is this true?
That I don't know. Yes.
You don't know how I know?
I don't know what you're asking, but if
Yes.
you're showing a bottle
The
of
answer is
Aperol, the
yes.
answer is
Okay.
yes.
You like.
Love.
Okay, cool.
You like.
He was like,
a fan.
He's like, how'd you know? I was like, I've been stalking.
No, I take.
I love that.
I take pride in my Aperol partnership. So they're like a long-term partner of mine. and
Okay.
Big fan. Big
Okay,
fan.
fine. And then
Okay.
you like some sort of sheep.
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 There isn't there like a sheep with like horns that go like this that you like or something?
A ram.
No.
What?
Oh gosh, maybe.
Wait. Are you talking about
You like niched too hard for me.
the Highland cows?
Yeah, the
at
Highland-
Jim Farms?
yeah, maybe
Is it
Jim
Highland
Farms.
cows?
Highland
Like a
Cow.
Scottish.
We had them at our wedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe that was
Like
it.
we got
Well,
married, on a farm. So.
Okay, cute. Not in Scotland.
No.
No.
New York.
Yeah.
New
I would
York.
say similar.
Okay.
Similar, famously.
Yeah.
Okay, right. This.
Party
Party
ever had
rings.
these?
No, never.
Okay, so these are all British. So these are what you would have if you had any birthday party when you were younger.
Okay.
So 5, 6, all the way up to like
I feel like they're
13,
gonna
I'd
hate
say.
all the snacks.
Is it like?
Should we
Are
make
we
them
doing
try it
live
now?
try?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I thought that was the point.
Yeah,
No,
sure,
no,
yeah,
it should be
yeah.
live
Let's do it
reaction.
This
now.
wasn't even going to be on the episode.
Oh,
This was
I think
just
we could. We're recording.
Okay.
So,
Hi. Okay, yeah, try it.
is it like a
I'm excited.
wafer?
No, it's like a biscuit with icing
Like
sugar
icing,
on top.
which is like
okay.
hardened. on
We've
the
had
top of
the
it.
we've had the piggy.
Yeah.
The sweets.
Pig.
Yeah, Percy
Yes.
Pigs.
Did you like it?
Yeah, they're
You
cute,
did?
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
okay.
the gummies. We like gummies and sweet candy.
You
These
know
are
what?
great too, but I'll end up eating that whole.
Well, I don't know how healthy, like health vibes you guys are. Okay.
Oh, look, it already split for us. Do you know what I learned about today?
What?
Colin the caterpillar.
Oh, the birthday cake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Okay, fill me in.
So, do you know how in America we have like that Carvel whale?
Not what I was expecting. It is good. I love texture.
Oh,
Big texture guy.
put this on the floor since they're not paying us?
Right, exactly. I could ask.
why is it so crunchy?
I love the crunch.
Yeah. See,
It's almost a bit like virgin on stale.
To the ASMR.
It's good.
yeah,
good.
you like. I
Okay.
think it's one of those ones that you take a couple and then you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
I like
Dip it in
that.
coffee.
You could do, yeah, you could do.
You could try
Okay.
it.
Is
It
that
might work.
controversial?
So far,
I don't know.
I don't know. You tell us.
No, this is what you should dip in coffee and
No,
tea
they're
with.
gonna hate. Okay.
Digestives.
Why would
Perfect.
they hate?
Because they're not even chocolate ones.
Is
I
this a
know.
trap?
Is that
why
like-
is it called digestive?
Are we about with the coffee too? Pardon me.
Actually, there's no toilet here.
Can we pause?
You can share one of those as
Okay.
well. But these are nice. They're very basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say-
Think of your grandma having tea
Like a butter
with
cookie
her.
or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Oh, ASMR. I love that.
Why
like
am I
a
leaving? Oh, there it is. There's
Butter with a hint of butterscotch cookie.
Oh.
Okay.
I love the texture of this, and I like that it kind of has no flavor.
No offense, digestives, McVickies.
It's giving like the Walmart version of a Biscoff cookie.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Actually.
So it
yeah.
tastes cheap.
Oh yeah,
No.
it tastes like a diet.
Yeah.
a diet graham cracker.
Diet Biscoff graham cracker.
I don't know what any of this stuff
No,
is.
but we'll go with it.
Oh, no,
Biscoff,
Biscoff,
yeah.
yeah. What's a
but what's
graham
the other
cracker?
cracker you said?
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever made a s'more?
Yes.
You know
we-
they
but
are.
They're
we
not
use
that big
these.
here.
Okay, so there you go. Exactly.
Okay. So
Oh, is it
we're
exactly
right.
the same as this?
Pretty much.
Okay.
This is. Oh, do we like?
Have you
Yes,
tried?
We've had
know,
one of
We
those.
know that. Is there something inside or no?
No, but
No,
everyone
that's a
takes the
Kinder
piss
Egg.
Yeah,
because
Kinder
chocolate
Egg, yeah,
and
yeah.
orange is apparently a weird thing that only
Yeah.
Brits
No,
have.
that's a thing. That's like those like niche chocolate bars that you get, like not Tony's, but you know what I mean.
All right, how do I do this? Oh, it's pre-cut.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I don't need a whole. Oh, is there an orange? Is it an actual orange slice or? It's,
Yeah.
I kept biting it because I thought there was gonna be an orange inside. It just tastes like orange. Got it.
He's like, can I share? No, you
No,
can.
no, all for me.
And then we have round trees.
It's good.
Wait, that looks like something that would be more at
randoms.
my.
That looks like something we would purchase.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know why I felt like you guys were more sweets than chocolates.
yeah, more candy.
Let me smell.
Get the one which has the jelly inside.
Oh, here we go. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the fave.
Is
you
it
got-
supposed to be a button?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be. That one's supposed to be a monkey.
What?
Yeah.
This one's a pug.
No,
Or
that
a
yeah,
French
that's
bulldog.
a button. That's a button.
That's a button. Look.
No, they're different. There's loads
Yeah,
of different
it's
ones
a
in there. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because they're random.
Oh, got it.
They're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the white part.
These might be my favorite out of the things we tried.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna have another.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the British treats. You're taking that all with you.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming and thank you for trying all this stuff and making the trek all the way from Mayfair, bougie.
So we've learned. I wasn't aware.
Did you not know? Where
No,
did you
then-
stay last time?
In Shoreditch, and
Oh, I love
I love Shoreditch. I really want to
Yeah.
say that, but we stayed at the Hoxton, and the room was like I was fighting for my life.
It
trying
was
to,
like
Really?
a
yeah,
postage stamp.
yeah.
It was
Really?
really
small.
tiny. But it was a nice
But then
hotel.
Okay.
we took a taxi from the airport, which maybe also.
Oh, I heard is
Bougie.
not.
Yeah.
No one does that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And
We
then
take
we
a taxi from the airport.
Yeah, it was like $200 almost, or
Oh.
$150.
Everyone was like,
right?
there's a train station.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bags, so
We did.
that was the
That's what I
issue.
said.
But we passed like a Bentley dealership and then a Ferrari dealership, and I was like, "Where are we?"
They
Yeah.
have money here.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
why are we staying on a highway in the U.S.? Is what it sounds. You know, like a car dealership.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so you guys are from New York.
We
are.
are.
Okay, but how long have you lived? Are you in Manhattan?
We are.
See, I know stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Sex and the City helps.
Research.
How do you find New York life being gay successful people? Like, is it all it's cracked up to be?
First
First of all, thank
flatter-
you.
flatter.
Gay.
It's only half true.
Okay, you want to take it?
We have recently had like a new renaissance love affair with New York.
Okay.
Not that it really ever left, but we're like at a peak right now where
Yeah.
we love it.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't.
Why
I don't-
though? What?
It's a great
changed?
question.
So-
I just think. No, do you want to
Yeah.
chime in? I just think. You go.
Okay, good. So you've been there, you're like, for at least 12 plus years. Jeff went to school in the city from New Jersey. I've been there 8 years now, and it's what you make of it. And every era of the years of being in New York have been great. But I'm the type of person that is always like looking for the next thing and like working towards the next thing. And recently, the renaissance that Jeff is talking about, we kind of like looked around one day and we're like, we have our friends, we have the apartment, we have the dog, we have the life that we sort of have been working really hard to get to for a really long time, and now we like are living in it, and it's so
Yeah.
fun to like have that acknowledgement and look around and sit
Stop
in
and
that.
smell the roses.
Yeah,
while
just
it's
sit in
Yeah.
that space for a minute, because New York has a way of like constantly pushing and rushing, and you kind of miss the small things, and so we really fell in love with the city more recently.
I also feel like since I went to college there, being in New York City in college is a completely different city than being in New York City when you have like adult dispensable income.
Okay.
Because
You're doing it on the cheap before.
you're a college student. You're like a dinner was a piece of pizza, whereas now
Right.
it's like, hey, do you want to go
Mr.
get some
Chow.
Also,
sushi? Like,
also, a piece of pizza used to be $1, and now it's like pushing $5.
I just
So,
posted this on my
inflation,
story.
Yeah,
last
Yeah.
week.
That's crazy.
crazy.
Is it Joe's Pizza or something? That's
Joe's Pizza is like the famous one. There's
Yeah.
Joe's, there's Ray's, but it's all
Made in New York.
good. Yeah.
it's all the same.
Yeah, but you don't need to wait in a line for anything. I'm not a big line.
Put that on his
waiter.
grave.
I don't think anything's worth waiting in line for like that long.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it depends how long it's like.
Right. If it's like, I'm not like impatient to, it's like 2 minutes. Nope. Can't wait. But if it's like,
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. If it's around the block, I'm just like, there's so much good, especially food. There's so much good food in New York that like, you don't need, there's somewhere else you can try and come back at a later.
I have a problem with New York actually, and I need to tell you guys about
Spill.
it because maybe you can have a word.
Yeah. I'll tell New York.
So, why is everyone obsessed with the hot dogs there? They are so small.
I think
they're
that's
awful.
a myth.
So there's the main place that you would go for like a good hot dog is called Gray's Papaya. It's like an Anthony Bourdain like recommended hot dog place.
It's in a lot of stuff I don't understand.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big hot dog. Hot dogs to me are like weird to begin with. Like they're like made of. I think that maybe is a rumor, but I thought they were made up of like the leftover things from like the pork.
Yeah,
It
wouldn't
probably
surprise
is.
me to be
So
honest.
I'm not a big hot dog fan anyway. I love like a backyard hot dog, but I don't know.
Okay,
That comes across so wrong for English audience.
I said backyard.
I think I have a comparison. I think like people coming to New York and be like, oh my God, I want to get a hot dog is the equivalent of coming here and people being like, oh my God, I need to get a photo with the telephone booth.
T.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or
Yeah.
like trying to make a call in a red telephone.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Like it's iconic New York, whereas the phone booths here are iconic London.
Because I thought they're really small. I had to have like 3 or 4 of them to feel like
How big? Show me with your hands how big a regular hot dog is.
a regular hot
Yeah,
dog.
like a regular hot dog. If you think in
like
New York,
this.
oh, that's like a.
You know he's gonna edit this to make.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I've never seen like I know those hot dogs, but you don't buy
You
those
know
types
them.
of hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like that's like
them.
like a
Like a
Jumbo.
Yankees game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I had in my
Yeah,
head.
maybe. But a regular the other hot dogs like the Gray's Papaya and the Nathan's are like regular, just regular
Yeah.
hot dogs.
And that's
Tissue.
yeah, you're literally just like, I'm gonna edit that. Okay, so gays in New York, we had a little tiny like discussion, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, what is the
Let's do
scene
it.
actually like for people visiting?
Yeah.
with their partner community?
Again, I think New York has such a diverse crowd of environments that you can be in. So you have your circuit gays, you have your dinner gays, you have your Chelsea Pier gays, you
Your
have
game
your
night
game night
gays.
gays, you have your go to bed at 8 gays. Like it's
Your
it's
run
like,
club gays.
Yeah.
Your, like
so they're like whatever like type of
whatever niche you are.
club or niche, there's like gays within that niche, and then that's where your gays are.
What
Like,
are you
there's-
guys?
We
Yeah.
kind of go between all the groups. Like we go out every now and then. We don't go out as much as we used to. COVID really like shifted our life a little bit.
We got a little domestic during COVID.
Okay.
As in,
as everyone did.
Like we
Yeah.
got into
I
like
feel like we're a bit the same as well, to be honest. Like we used to go out more
Yeah.
so
Oh
my God,
before,
we were
and then
going
we were
out.
just like, why?
We were going out
After.
Wednesday to Saturday, like Tuesday to Saturday, like
Yeah.
every week. And then COVID happened and we started, I mean, we had to stay at home. And so we kind of got used to that. And then now we have friends over for dinner. We have friends over for game nights. We go out till the sun comes up every now and then.
once a quarter.
Yeah, once a quarter, maybe. We go out to Hell's Kitchen is like the gay area. So like it's somewhere that we used to go when we were younger. Now we go as not a joke, but as like a nostalgic thing.
Yes.
And so we'll go with our friends and we'll have dinner somewhere and then we'll hit all the old spots we used to go to. And it's funny because now everyone is like 10 years younger than we are, which it used to be the opposite way.
Yeah.
I used to be, sorry. The youngest person in the bar, and now it's
you
like I
older than
feel.
him?
Yeah, he is a little bit.
How old are you?
Okay.
How old do you think I am?
No, stop.
21.
Immediately
Just started
21.
Close. Plus 3.
20.
No, I'm kidding. I'm 33.
A 33? Wow, you look amazing.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, I have to say that because I always forget to say that. I'm like, yeah, I thought that.
I could tell.
And you must be
I'm
32 or 31.
Got it. 31.
Okay,
32.
cool.
You said okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, down.
Yeah, I'm leaving. What kind of gays do you think you would be in London?
Oh gosh.
So I don't think we're educated enough
Yeah.
yet to. We're gonna have to circle back. On
Okay.
that
Okay.
answer.
no, but
however,
but
based
props to
on
you for not answering when you don't have the answer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's great.
However, do you want me to answer?
I literally don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of
I
gays
don't
there
know
are.
enough.
Okay.
You can describe some gays to us, and then
Yeah.
we
I
can
think
say,
I think they're kind of similar, but I don't know if there's board games gays. It's
Well,
hard to say.
one of our friends is born and bred in London, and they recently moved over to New York. And they did say kind of what you're saying as well. It's a lot more like inclusive and diverse,
Yeah.
and there's those little different pockets.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like with London gays, like there is like Clapham, East London gays, but it's very like you just go like partying in like Central in like Chinatown area. So I don't know if it's really as broken down as it is
Yeah.
in New York, I'd say.
Yeah.
When we go to Feel It Friday, we do 40% in the pop room and 60% in the big room, if that helps.
What's the big room?
like the house room, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
We've been to Feel It one time.
I know. I was just trying to sound
the pop-
relevant.
the-
Is Feel It? Where is Feel It?
Here.
Oh,
Oh, what?
Yeah, Feel It Friday. It's like a big gay party.
oh,
now.
I've never heard.
In the abandoned train station?
It's
What?
it's
Heaven? Is it where heaven
No.
is?
I think it might be where heaven is. It's big arches, like brick building.
And maybe they have a party called.
Yeah, Feel It Friday.
Oh.
It's I
Yeah.
can tell you where the I can tell you where.
I'm
Oh my
wondering
God,
if-
am I teaching you something about London?
Yeah,
Maybe. I mean, we haven't been out in London for a while,
But
to be
it
fair.
might be in that near Waterloo where they do those nights at Pride and stuff.
Maybe. Yeah.
It might be like something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
God.
know more than us.
Yeah,
That's how
we
long it's
don't.
been
we
since we've
also
been out.
know one of our friends who is a drag queen performed at Two Brewers.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Clapham.
yeah.
That's in Clapham.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. What do you guys think we are?
Well, I don't think anything. I don't make judgments like that.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't do that. What do you think, Josh?
I'm the same. Going back a little bit, I want to hear the story of how you guys
Oh, yes.
first met. What were the thoughts going through each other's heads? Tell
I
us.
feel like I usually take this story, so
Please do.
No, you
Oh.
take it.
Oh boy.
But give us some juice. Not
Yeah.
like stuff that's already been said. Like we want some. Like, what did you really think when you first saw each other? Were you like, ew?
So famously, he slid into my DMs.
Oh.
Okay.
And then unsent the message because I didn't respond fast enough.
Which is very
time frame
which
are
is
we
very
talking, though?
like 6 hours or something. I don't know. It
Oh,
was
do you
at,
know how long
Oh.
ago?
it was
No,
like,
like, yeah.
so I was at. I'll jump in.
Sure.
So I was at home with my roommates at the time, and I was on Instagram, and I saw a picture of Jeff on my Explore page. Went to his Instagram account, thought he was cute, but I couldn't tell if he was gay or not. And so I decided I'll DM him, and I just DM'd 2 waving hand emojis because like if he's
Okay.
straight, it's like a hello. If
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gay,
Oh, that's
whatever.
fun.
Yeah.
So then it was just like a Friday night or something with me and my roommates, and then time had passed, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of over it. I don't know if that guy's gay. I don't really want to see. I was having like regret because I was like, if he's not, this is just gonna be weird. And so I unsent the message because that was like right at the time that you could start unsending stuff, and he hadn't seen it yet. So
Okay.
I unsent it. Then the night was over for me.
I obviously saw it.
Oh, you did see it.
Of course.
How
of course.
quickly did you see it?
I don't probably within the hour. But I was like
Okay.
out. It was a friend's birthday, so I wasn't in a place. I also thought it was a fake account. I thought it was a catfish.
Okay.
So I was
Was
like,
he?
so I was like, I'll deal with this later.
Okay.
But when I originally saw the message, I clicked on his profile, and you know how Instagram has that feature where it's like followed by,
Yeah.
and I had like some mutuals. So then when he unsent it, I was like, how am I going to find this guy? So I went to the person, the mutual, where it said followed by X. I went
see
to
where this is
X's
going.
profile, went through every single person that they were following to find his profile.
Oh, dedication.
Found it.
Was it the pink picture? Was my,
Yes,
Yeah, it was easy
yes.
to find.
And then DM'd him the same exact thing, 2 waving hands.
Oh,
like
that's
he DM'd me
amazing.
to
I
be
love
like,
that.
I saw it,
Yeah.
and now I'm sending it to you, and I saw that you unsent it,
So then we started chatting. How detailed?
and we were off to the races.
How gossipy do you want to get?
You can get gossipy.
Okay, great. So we were chatting, classic Instagram flirting, random stupid stuff, and we're.
What? How do you
Flirting.
Instagram flirt? I've never flirted on Instagram.
I mean, we're really just like. I guess we were just having a
Sorry,
conversation.
you
I was
haven't Instagram flirt ever in your life?
No.
Yes, you have.
I really
You probably
haven't.
just didn't realize.
I think you're just not aware that you're flirting.
Do you use emojis?
Thing is, he's a very flirty
You
person,
flirted.
but he doesn't realize he's flirty.
No, that's just you being jealous.
No, you are.
Maybe, but Instagram flirting sounds like its own thing.
No,
so
it's just
we
like
were-
emojis.
Yeah, we were just like
fire.
Dick pic.
Not none of that actually. So I guess maybe not specifically Instagram flirting. We were just flirting via Instagram because we hadn't exchanged numbers or met or anything.
So would you be like, oh, I saw your picture, you look cute, and then
I don't even think we addressed.
You were like, "How are you single?"
Well, that was where I was going to
that's
get.
cute.
No, so
Yeah.
we were.
Cute.
That was because we were
Don't
flirting back
get
and forth,
shy.
and then
You're
he
cute.
goes, "I go, oh, you seem so great. Like, how are you single?" And he responds, "What's your favorite candy?" And I was like,
Where are we going with this?
Hold
randoms,
on.
obviously.
Yeah, because he's was seeing someone at the time.
Oh,
That's that's a juicy.
So he was like,
that's a juicy part that I don't think we've ever told. Nothing happened, of course, but
Yeah.
but that's not.
We were just chit chatting.
We were chit-chatting.
Yeah,
So I was like,
okay.
okay, you have a boyfriend, obviously. So like, I'm not really interested.
wait, hang on. Something went over my head. Then is that code? If you do you have Candy's code for like?
No.
No.
So I said,
I was
how are
just
you
trying to
single?
avoid
And
the
he
topic.
completely changed the subject.
Oh, sorry.
okay, yeah,
I just
that's that.
What's your
Okay,
favorite
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, because you said how are you
Okay.
single? and he
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. He didn't answer. Yeah.
Took me a while. To get.
So then I was like, not really interested in chatting or being a homewrecker. Like, if something changes, call me.
And I was like-
or something.
Totally understand. I agree. Great.
So then that night, it's like just after Halloween, like 2 weeks after Halloween, I had just moved to the city in June of that year, and this was November, and I had never actually been to Hell's Kitchen, the Upper West Side area before. And that night I had gone out. This is the same night we started talking. So the same night, I was in a new area of town I'd never been to. We bump into each other on the street. We had stopped talking earlier that day. We were not in communication, and we ran into each other randomly on a street. Granted, we did talk a lot that day,
Yeah.
but we ran into each other.
Who spotted who first?
I don't really remember. I think I had said, I don't remember actually. I was wasted. so-
Wasted.
But yeah, so we ended up going back to Jeff's place and we sat on the couch and we talked until like 5 a.m. I ate all his
He ate all of my Halloween candy.
Oh.
all the Twix at least. But then something cute happened that day that I didn't know about until years later. So take it away.
Okay. So the night that we met, so we were chatting earlier that day, pause, and then I went to a friend's birthday party. So this was right before we ran into each other on the street.
Okay.
I went to a friend's birthday party and I went to the bathroom of this bar, and it was like a chalkboard wall in the entire bathroom. And literally we had never met, and I wrote JO plus TP with the heart around it.
Oh my god, that's so cute. I
Why?
love this.
Because I just knew what was gonna happen.
Wait, and
Wait,
did
wait.
you see it?
No, and that
No,
bar
it-
closed down before we ever got to go
But
back.
that is
but-
That's
crazy.
like I didn't even
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
him
yeah.
yet, but I just knew
and
that
then we
this
met
was
that
gonna
night.
be.
We met that night randomly.
Wait, this is weird.
No, it's crazy.
That's so weird. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then this is less. I don't even know if I should tell this, but I have to now. So over
don't
Wait,
have
what are you gonna say?
Over COVID, we were at Jeff's parents' place because we spent a lot of time at his parents' place, and we're playing basketball in the driveway. And I would go to like not even dunk, I didn't have ball in my hand, but to grab the rim. And his basketball hoop was made in my hometown.
really?
Like, there's like
Isn't that like
weird
so
invisible,
invisible
strings
string things, yeah.
all throughout.
Wait, what does that mean?
like it's
Invisible
meant
string.
to be.
Yeah, but I know, but like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
I
you
don't
guys
know.
can never break up.
never.
Like you have to just stay together forever.
I know.
Oh no! Stop! I'm gonna cry. This is so nice to see, like a gay couple. I mean, obviously, this is like what we know of you. Like we don't know behind the scenes, but what we know now is cute, and it's nice to see a healthy gay relationship. Because I feel like a lot of feedback we get from us is like, oh, it's nice to see just like a healthy gay couple.
Normal.
Yeah,
That's what we try to classify
know.
ourselves as. Like, not. I know
I know what you
normal
mean.
is
Yeah, I know.
different, but it's like we're not like. I don't know. We tried when we started sharing our relationship online. Like I wanted, and we kind of had some friction at the beginning. Like I wanted to be as realistic as possible, not like reality show like fighting produced like things like that. But I wanted to be like, I wanted people to like see that there's the 99.99% of our relationship is the greatest thing in the world, but obviously we have disagreements. Obviously we argue. We come from very different backgrounds and have very different
Grew up very
upbringings,
differently.
and the way we see the world is not always the same. And so I think that's a beautiful part of a relationship. And I think sharing that, if you're gonna share your relationship, which is something that we've done, you know, I wanted it to be like realistic.
Also, I feel like if there was no friction, it would be somewhat of a boring life. Like you get to
I certainly think so.
You get to continuously like learn about this other person
Yeah.
until your last day here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're always learning new things, new ways of how to communicate. Like that's the exciting and fun part, and in a lot of ways, I think keeps things fresh.
So I think that's really true. And like, there's so much to unpack there, because there's so much that you said that I was like, yes. So showing everyone a healthy, normal relationship, I think is important in the gay community for younger people to see that you don't have to be a specific type.
Yeah.
You can just fall in love and like have the home.
Right.
And you guys now use the opportunity to reflect on everything you've accomplished, to be like, shit, we're like living in this amazing place in New York. We've got a dog, like
It's
it's
got
nice.
chills.
And it's taken, can I speak for
Sure,
you? It's
please.
taken Taylor a long time, like up until only recently, where it's kind of like the stop and smell the roses attitude. Like Taylor alluded to before, it was a lot of like, what's next? Like, what should we work towards next? Or what should we do
Keep
next?
going and going.
And now it's kind of like, we love our life. Like everything is great. Like we can sit back and kind of like just keep living.
And it's okay. Like it's okay to enjoy it. It's not gonna go bad.
I think
it's not
that's-
gonna, like you're allowed to.
That's been the problem for me, is like I didn't grow up in like a stable household, and I've like had to hustle my way through to get to where I excuse me, to get to where I am now. And so like it took me a long time to figure out how to like pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at now. But back to the point of you saying like we're living in it now. We used to send each other like photos on Instagram, or you know, screenshot things from Pinterest and say like, we want this kitchen, or we want this kind of dog, or we want this life. And like, if you look at the stuff that we used to send each other and look around, like we have everything we've ever wanted.
That's so
and I don't say
nice.
that to boast or
Oh,
anything
no,
like that.
fuck
It's
anyone
like-
that sees us
it's
boast.
it's really crazy to like look around and be like, whoa, this is actually everything.
It's also amazing when you like have two people who want the same things in life, and then when you work together, like it's really fun and rewarding to work with your partner to like accomplish those things.
Yeah. It's like a game.
You
Yeah.
guys are so cute. You're giving us like inspiration as
Oh,
well.
honestly,
Stop.
And
That's
even
sweet
like
stuff.
younger you as well. Like I think of like our relationship, and you know, when I don't speak on your behalf completely, but when Faris
Do
was
it.
younger, you know, taking someone back to like Jordan and having that
Yeah.
experience, and having someone that like the family accepts and that molds in the family really well, and just like our relationship, and me looking up and thinking like, oh, will I ever find anyone? Like, is this going to be the case? And then as you're saying, like, as you get older and you kind of look back, it's nice to like reflect and be like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
actually living
Totally.
the life that I envisioned having as like a
No,
kid.
it's really, it's
beautiful.
It's really,
I mean, I did not
super
grow up
special.
thinking once I realized I was gay, I was like, never thought I would have a wedding, never thought I would. I mean, there were so many things that we're doing.
I
now.
think that's quite common though. Like
Yeah,
even like
yeah.
kids' wedding. I think that's a really common thing where it's like, I'm gay. I'm never really gonna tell my family. I'm never
Yeah,
really gonna be
exactly.
accepted by my parents. Like, am I gonna have that wedding? And I think seeing that is really important. And I do think there's obviously some things that, if you're comfortable sharing about your upbringing, it'd be interesting to dig into that.
Yeah,
and, like, see
I would
that.
be. I mean, it's all on the internet already, at least from my end. So I'm an open book. Always have been.
So what was it like? How was your experience, and then all the way to coming out and where you are now?
So I'm from like a medium, smallish town in a conservative area in the Midwest, like Kentucky, Indiana border.
Okay.
And I grew up with just my mom, and my parents were divorced, sort of a strange relationship with my dad, and have a bunch of older sisters, and sort of grew up in like a very like chaotic household. Like, that's probably the best way to put it. A lot of attitude, a lot of yelling, not a lot of talking. And I was the youngest of altogether of all my siblings. I think there's like 7 of us. And I say I think because there's like some estrangement on my dad's side. So I was the only boy and the baby. And so I got a lot of attention from one of my sisters, who sort of had to like take care of me because my mom was always working. And youngest child, gay, overachiever mentality. I was like, I need to get out of this place. I don't want to continue like life here where I grew up. It just wasn't for me. And so I didn't really have anyone motivating me to get good grades or go to college or anything like that. And so I sort of did it all on my own. And so at that point, was the first person in my family to go to college. I was the first person to leave home and things like that. So when I came out, it was like my mom was actually super accepting because I could do no wrong in her eyes.
You're like the little baby.
Yeah,
like,
I could still do no wrong in her eyes because like I think she, oh God, I don't know if this is like messed up to say or not, but like I think she uses me as a way to prove to herself that she did a good job because I am the one that like got away and got, and lived a life that I've dreamed of. And so I think that she sort of holds on to that a bit. So when I came out, it was like, in her mind, maybe it was like, of course I'm going to accept him. This is like my baby. This is my star child. And so it came pretty easy from my family for me.
Oh, okay.
Actually. And yeah, it's been easy. I'm just like I think in my family's mind, the one who was going to make it out. And so like being gay was not a problem for them, I guess. I don't know if that's, if I told that very well, but
no, that
I think
makes
you
sense.
did. Yeah, I think
that was for me.
And one other thing as well, sorry.
Yeah.
What about within yourself? Like, when did you know yourself that
good
you were
question.
like?
So
Was
I
there?
actually didn't know that I was gay until like in my 20s. So
Taylor was really popular with the ladies in college.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then you were like,
so
I don't
you
like
dated,
this.
had girlfriends?
Yeah, I had
before?
high school girlfriends, college girlfriends, college friends that were girls that I wasn't dating. And like the thing is from where I was from, I wasn't exposed to a lot of gay people, period, let alone like in the media. Like I remember watching Will and Grace with my mom and watching or seeing like the original Queer Eye with like Carson Kressley on TV. And so growing up, like even if I had had thought of myself as being gay, I didn't really associate with any of those people.
Yeah.
And so there might have been some confusion there, but mostly just wasn't exposed to gay media or gay people. And went to school at a very conservative Southern school. And so I came out my senior year of college after I had met someone. And at that point, I didn't come out until I started secretly like dating someone or secretly like being with someone for long enough to like be like, okay, this is worth maybe like fucking up my whole life for, is what I thought.
Yeah, okay.
And at that point I was like, I've seen so many failed relationships in my family and my parents and my life that like, if this makes me happy and I feel good, like why not explore this? And then, so that was the first time that I was like, wait, maybe I'm not straight. And so that was it. But I had a pretty easy time doing it, like coming out. And the actual coming out was hard, but like the self-acceptance was pretty easy. The thing that I struggled with most was I thought that everything that I had accomplished up to that point was going to be overshadowed by this thing. And as the overachieving youngest child, like I didn't want that to happen. I'd worked so hard to graduate at the top of my class and go to college and graduate college. And so I thought that being gay was going to overshadow all of that. And it didn't at all. I'm still all of those things.
Yeah, I'm amazing.
And just fabulous.
What about you?
Yeah.
So I actually like technically came out quite late.
Okay.
So unfortunately, my family was the last to know. So let's see. I started telling friends freshman year of college, like the summer of freshman year. And I didn't tell my parents and like my family until I was 26.
Oh, okay.
And the town I grew up in was like extremely conservative, lots of like town gossip and chatter. And it just like wasn't, in my mind, the best place to be gay. So I think that's what like kept me not saying it for a while and not like officially coming out. But I mean, it was great in that my parents love me so much, and they just wanted me to be happy, and they're like, why didn't you tell us sooner? The whole thing. Looking back, like I wouldn't change a thing because it was like my story, my journey, and I'm still here where I am right now. But yeah, it just goes to show you that like everyone is on their own journey and story, and like you don't have to do anything. There's no timeline, but you should be happy and live your life. And period.
That's on period. That's kind of nice to hear actually as well. Like it's nice to hear that you didn't have so much struggle and trauma coming out, because I feel like that's almost
a lot
like
of people
thing.
have those kind of stories. So
You had more like self acceptance.
Yeah, there was a lot of like battles internally for sure.
Yeah.
Like I played basketball in high school, and that was kind of tough because there were gay rumors. I was in the musicals in high school as well. So there was a lot of chatter, and I felt like I like really cared what, those boys thought, but yeah, it's always funny. Then I get like DMs or messages on social media from them years later being like, hey, like I was thinking about getting into acting. Like, can you like help me get into it? I'm like, you were literally so mean to me in high school. No. No.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Enjoy selling life insurance.
Oh, bless. But everyone has their own like journey, I guess, in coming out.
I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack. Like with Jeff's family, it couldn't have gone better. Like they were so accepting. Like I am super close with both of his parents, like with his family. Like I used to call his mom every day. We would talk on the phone. Like we were very, very close. And it just goes to show like how hard being gay or coming out is internally, because like you had no reason to be afraid, but you were so afraid, like so afraid. And it's like, that's the hard part. That's the part that's hard to explain to people. It's like, unless you're in it, like you don't realize.
You have no
like,
idea.
Yes, he has a loving, accepting family, but it doesn't change that. Like it is so hard to come to terms with sometimes. And yeah, that's the crazy part, because I think we got really lucky with our families like still being active parts of our lives and wanting to be parts of our lives. And
definitely.
I know as well, when you're like younger and you're coming out, a big worry for me, and I think for you as well, was like, will we be able to have kids? And that was the first thing my mum said, like, what about the grandkids? Like, are we going to be able to do it? And I know that you guys have documented a little bit about your IVF journey.
Yeah.
Would you be happy sharing the whole process of that?
Totally. Okay, so we did a round of IVF. So like we chose an egg donor, and we fertilized the eggs, and we do have a couple embryos, but it's a really emotionally tough process. We didn't get the results that we wanted to get. So we had like decision fatigue, and we were emotionally drained from the ups and downs of just simply going through that process together. So we took a brief pause. It's also really expensive to do.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
How did you decide on whose sperm?
so you can split it. So of the egg retrieval, we got 26 eggs. So 13 were fertilized by me, 13 were fertilized by Jeff, and then they grow for 5 days, and you track them. And so out of the 26 is what we got on day 1. Day 3 we had 15. Day 5 we had 5, and then they go into genetic testing. So they go in and they biopsy each embryo and see which ones are genetically safe to make it to a viable pregnancy. And unfortunately, only 2 of ours made it.
And there's not 100% transfer rate, so you need
And
like a lot.
And we, at the time, and still now.
What point did you guys get up to then? Did you?
We made it through. Like we just only ended up with 2.
Okay.
What does that mean? Is that bad?
So here's the thing: we have 2 that we technically could implant into a surrogate,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's not 100% chance that it'll take, like that she'll get pregnant.
Okay. And then even the whole pregnancy of the 9 months. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you run into all these dilemmas of, okay, let's say 1 takes. We really want 2 kids.
Are we okay with them having different moms, like
genetic mothers?
which is fine.
because we only have 2. If one doesn't take,
Right.
or if 0 take, like then we have to
Are
do
we
it
okay
again.
with just having one? It's like all these things that go through your mind.
How many do people have? Because you said we only had 2. Like, I don't know much about
So
surrogacy.
we have a friend who's going through IVF that's a woman, and they say for every viable child you want to have, how many embryos did they tell her?
Like
to,
5.
Yeah, so like have 5
so
for
you should
every
have
one.
10,
Yeah,
like
technically.
for a good
Okay,
chance.
okay.
And we have friends who, got 11, and that's
Yeah.
great. So long story short, we took a brief pause, and then it kind of rolls up into our conversation from earlier. We really love this chapter of our life that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what? Let's stretch it a little bit longer. And we're also kind of young
yeah.
in the gay
I love
dad
how you
world.
caveat it, kinda.
I mean, you guys are.
young.
though.
We
Yeah.
are. We are.
It was the other thing too. Was like again, COVID really changed our lives, and we got really comfortable with each other at home. Which not that we weren't already, but we fell into this very like, oh, we could do this. We could stay at home. We could have a kid. We could, and then the world opens back up. And like, oh wait, this is actually all the things we were missing.
Yeah.
And for me to play back into the what I was saying earlier, like a kid for me was always, that's the next chapter. Let's work to get to there. Then we'll have the kid, and that's the next chapter. And like, I'm so glad that we didn't do that, because having a kid to start a next chapter, I don't think is a good enough reason to have a kid. I think it's, and so like, and thank God, because now we get to sit around and we are like giddy every single night being like, I can't believe we live in this apartment. I can't believe we have
Sleepover.
this stuff. Literally. That was part
Yeah.
of Jeff
So
said that
good.
in
My wedding
in
vows.
our vows. Like,
Oh, did you? Oh, that's cute. I mean, I watched that video.
yeah. You're like, subconsciously, I knew that.
I knew that.
But yeah, so we're on a hiatus, but yeah, there's no rush for us.
We're gonna enjoy this chapter of our lives for a couple more years, I think, and then
Cross that bridge when we come
restart.
to it.
Kids are like, I know obviously you guys will know people with kids and stuff, but kids are such a big commitment.
yeah.
Totally.
And like, I don't think people realize that. Like, we don't have kids, we have nephews.
Yeah.
But we're so involved with their
Mhm.
lives.
Same.
Yeah.
That we're like, do we actually want this?
No,
I
same.
don't know. Yeah.
We play with it so much because I think, especially at the beginning, we were like, surrogacy, you want our own babies,
Yeah.
like, you'll be an amazing dad. And we went back and forth. And I think, like, kind of similar, like the timing side.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have like a genetic clock where we need to have a child by
Exactly.
a certain time. So we can live out a couple of years just enjoying being engaged and then married for a couple of years. And then maybe later, like,
Yeah.
it's not like it has
Yeah.
to be done. So
Yeah.
I get
I'm
that.
also a monster when I don't sleep, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
to
tend
look forward
to, I
to.
tend
And
to
the
take
sleeping will
on
be
the
intense.
responsibilities.
thank you.
yeah.
So yeah, it's the other thing sort of that ties into that conversation and what we do for work is we've always shared our relationship when we bought our house, when we went through IVF, and it's something that I'm glad we shared it, but like now that we got the results that we got and we're dealing with it how we're dealing with it, we still get comments every day. Are you guys still having babies? When are you guys still going to be dads? Are you guys is there trouble? Blah blah blah. And it's like it's a can of worms that we opened up, and I'm not offended that people are asking, but it's like it's so much more of a process that you can't explain every single emotion through it, and so I wish we maybe had waited till we got the
Yeah.
results to talk about it, because
get
that
that.
really affected us for like quite some time.
Yeah, I feel like if it's already emotionally draining to
Yeah.
have everyone ask you those questions.
Totally.
But on the flip side is it was really helpful for people to see.
Yeah.
So thank you
Yeah,
for
of
that,
course.
even
Thank
though
you.
hopefully the questions will stop asking.
Stop asking.
Leave them
Where is
alone.
it? This is my camera.
Yeah, stop asking it. I want to quickly go back to an interesting thing that you said about arguing. I know a lot of couples that are like, I love arguing. And a lot of couples that go, oh, well, we don't really argue. And I'm just like, shut up. So I'm
Everyone
waiting for us to
argues.
answer.
Yeah, no.
How do you guys resolve arguments quickly? Has it taken you time to understand? You said you learn until you basically die, your
Right.
partner, right? So have you learned different ways to process and communicate
Yeah.
those arguments?
Can
Give
I
us some
start?
tips.
Please.
Okay. So where we started and where we're at today, it's like completely different. I think how we resolved arguments in the first couple of years was not efficient, effective, and how we do it today, because we keep learning about each other, is like far superior and far more efficient, and we talk about it in the moment rather than later.
Who was the later person?
Me.
Interesting.
I would say we've definitely gotten better, but it's not. So
it's not
I'm like
perfect.
a fixer. I want if I've upset you, tell me why. Let me apologize. Let's just move on. And so we can. And Jeff like takes a lot more time to like think about what he wants to say. Think about. It's a hard person to argue with, kind of, which I like. It's not that I love arguing, but I love being able to feel a range of emotions in any given conversation. And so he's actually a hard person to argue with because he doesn't
Is
answer.
that a compliment?
Yes.
I don't
take it as a
know. He doesn't
compliment.
answer because he takes too long to have a thought. And
I don't think that was a compliment.
Yeah, you know, now that I think about it.
So it helps because we're not fighting fire with fire, but we're trying to figure out like we have to meet somewhere in the middle. We can't fix it right now the way that I want to because he needs time to think about it, but we can't take days to fix something because then it just gets forgotten about and swept under the rug. And we've gone through phases of both of those things where it's like, wait, why are we so pissed off at each other? And it's like, oh, because we had that fight a week ago and we never talked about it again.
There's also so many times where we'll be arguing or like talking after an argument and we will turn to each other and be like, wait, what were we fighting about?
No, seriously.
What was this about again?
Literally the other day, the
And-
same thing. He's like, why am I pissed off with you?
Yeah,
I'm sure there was something.
I walked into the kitchen and said it, and I was like, "Are we pissed off with each other?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "No," and I think it's okay, cool.
No, but that's like that. They in the moment, those fights are not good. They do hurt. They can cause physical distance. They can cause resentment, things like that. But very, very rarely, if ever, have we ever had an argument that was like a huge deal. Like usually one of us, if not both of us, forgets about what we were even arguing about, but you remember the feeling. So it's like you have to resolve
sometimes.
it because the feeling is still there, even though the content of what we were talking about like did not matter. Like who's taking the dog out or whatever it is. It's like the actual content of the argument is not important, but like how you make people feel is important. And so that's what we've been working on is how do we approach each other?
Relationships like take work.
Totally. Love is an action, a verb, not a feeling.
Or is
I
it
would
a
say.
choice, not a...
Oh, I like that.
Like you choose to love someone.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
like
Every day.
every day. It's not just a feeling. I think the lust is the feeling. You feel
Yeah.
like the physical attraction, but the love aspect is like an active choice that you have to make.
Sometimes I say to him, I'm like, if we weren't in this relationship and hadn't already invested like 8 years, I don't think I'd be in a relationship, knowing what I know and how long, like
totally.
how hard it is
100%.
to not, almost like you have to like face yourself.
Yeah.
And then you have to like work on yourself. I'm like, I don't fucking do that.
I don't
know
do
how
that.
to
Yeah,
do
it's-
that.
it's
I'm
a-
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Do
a
you
mirror.
argue with yourself? Like, so if you have an argument, is the reason you go inside yourself is because you're arguing internally and you don't like confrontation? Like, what's the reason?
I hate confrontation.
Hates
first of all.
confrontation.
Okay.
I'm like a pacifist, people pleaser at heart. But yeah, no one likes to say like, what I said was so wrong. I'm sorry for saying that. I didn't like. That's a hard thing to say.
Swallow your pride.
When you're worked up, it's a really hard thing to
Yeah.
say.
Emotions.
Yeah.
True. Emotions take over. They override your rational brain. And so you just feel that. And then you, like, sometimes you can genuinely get so angry with someone that you absolutely adore. And you could be like, I could watch you die right now and be so happy. So that's probably a good idea not to have that conversation straight away. Which is, I think there's a really nice balance there, though. Like, you take some time to be like, I'm feeling this. I'm going to regret what I say. I probably shouldn't say this. I'm going to whatever. And then you're like, we need to communicate so that it's not just
Gets
getting
forgotten
worse
about,
and
yeah.
worse or forgotten about. Yeah, because sometimes it can get worse because you don't have him to argue with you. So you're right. So he's like, well, fuck him, he did this and that and that.
Yeah,
and then it just gets worse. So there's a balance of letting things calm down, but resolving it before the next day or before the afternoon. Because you never should go to bed angry. You should never leave the house angry.
That's it.
Yeah.
We don't go to sleep angry.
Yeah. So that's cute.
Yeah.
Can you think of a time?
I mean, probably. I definitely have like we always like kiss and say goodnight, but I definitely am like
Have you ever slept like in
Separately?
Do you know what he
Okay.
does? He does this thing. How
this
I know
has
he,
nothing to
he
do
might
with
be angry.
arguments.
What am I going to
though.
say?
When I sleep on the couch?
Oh no.
Oh. I sleep on the couch for fun. I like to fall asleep on the couch, and then he like forces me to move, and I'm like,
come to bed. He's
comfortable.
like, no, I'm so comfortable. I'm
Yeah.
like, fine.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The times that you are mad and we kiss and say I love you before we go to sleep, he like doesn't open his mouth when he kisses, and he goes like this.
Oh,
Oh,
so you know.
But we do that. I do that like
It's
a lot
also
as a
as a
joke
joke.
now.
Yeah.
So it's more of like.
But then you
funny.
know that's your cue. It's like,
like, oh.
he's still annoyed.
Got it. Good night.
Now, obviously, you guys have shown a lot of your relationship on social media, particularly on YouTube. How was that at the beginning? And when was the transition to actually showing everyone? And was there anything left like off camera, which you're like, no, these are the kind of things we don't want shown to the rest of the world? Like, do you have like certain boundaries? How does it look?
I think. So I started the YouTube channel originally on my own. I've been doing social media full time for 8 years now, and we've been together for almost 8 years. So it was a little bit before Jeff. I had like 2 or 3, not a lot, but 2 or 3 YouTube videos in the beginning, and then introduced Jeff as like my boyfriend, and then I was still doing videos on my own. And it was interesting because you had obviously a different perspective. You were coming from an acting background. So like when we would get in front of the camera, I'm being like myself and trying to, to the point where it's like as much of yourself as you want to give out. And Jeff was sort of being a character of himself because he was used to acting.
At that point, I was like acting full time, really. So that was reading for some. And I also was a little uncomfortable at that point sharing so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so good because even with us, like at the beginning when we did our first kind of podcast, I was like, oh, should I have told that story? Like, should I keep that to myself? Like, how much do you actually want to share? So, yeah.
Yeah, we used to, when we would sit next to each other, we would pinch each other on the leg, which meant stop doing that.
That's what
we do that.
If I'm asking too many questions,
Yeah.
we're just like, my turn, bitch.
Yeah. So that was like the interesting, and one thing that was actually really hard for me for a couple of years was the comments would be so like, Taylor is so aggressive. Jeff, like he's holding Jeff hostage, blah, blah, like all this stuff because Jeff was just less comfortable in front of the camera, and I had been doing it for a long time, and so there was like a period of time where people were like really, they were gaslighting me into thinking like we were in some,
There's so many parallels, by the way,
really,
between
the reason why
us
I'm
and
laughing
you
is
guys.
because it's crazy. Like I'm you, he's you. Just so
Yeah.
you're aware. Like it's very much like that. And the worst part is, I don't know if you feel the same. But I'm like, if you could see what he's actually like when he's comfortable, I'm just outwardly a bitch, but he's so...
I'm not fucking fake.
Are you a Sagittarius?
No, I'm Leo.
Okay, that makes sense.
Are you Sagittarius?
Yeah.
What are you?
What are you? Water
Yes.
sign.
Cancer.
I wouldn't say Cancer or Pisces.
No, he's not.
Libra.
Cancer, thank God.
Oh, Libra.
Oh,
That's
the
random.
balance.
Earth sign, right?
Red.
I've not met a Libra.
Really?
They're my
Yeah,
favorite. All my friends, all my best friends, and Jeff.
Oh, really?
Libra.
I've met a lot of Sagittarius. They're
They're
very
travelers.
free,
That's what I
travel,
know.
yeah.
About, yeah.
So you kind of give that vibe.
Yes.
But I felt you very
Water
emotional.
sign.
Oh my gosh,
Cancer,
it's so
Pisces.
interesting.
What did you say?
Am I getting the complete wrong
Yeah,
end of the
complete
stick?
opposite.
Are you not emotional? Are you a
No.
bitch?
No. He's just like.
What do you mean by emotional?
Like I just feel like you're quite emotive. Not necessarily like outwardly, but like
I think he's
inside.
expressive, but you're not.
He's expressive.
Like he's like very
Opposite.
like you're like an outgoing person, but you like to stay as close to like content and happy at all times as possible.
Oh.
Where
Are you
like
actually?
I like to.
Yeah.
You like the
Or are
roller
you
coaster of
scared
life.
to feel other things?
No, because Taylor has obviously seen me feel other things, but my like baseline is happy.
Which
go
is
lucky.
why I try to
Cute.
fix all of our fights in the moment, because when I'm upset, he not all the time, but he'll get upset at me when I'm upset about something else because he's like thinks I'm wasting time.
Being upset.
Correct. So then when we fight, I'm like, let's go, because I don't want to
Feel that.
feel this any longer than necessary. So it's interesting how that like flips sometimes for you. But yeah, you're not. I wouldn't say you're like not emotional, but you definitely.
Are you
less
touchy
emotional.
feely? So he will be like.
Yeah, he's super affectionate. Yeah.
Okay, that's the word I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
Touchy-feely, yeah.
Are you?
Depends. You can be honest.
I think I'm more.
Yeah, totally.
Much more.
I think he is much more.
Yeah.
Do you want more, or do you like being the giver?
That's an interesting question.
I think you definitely want more affection.
Sometimes I want what I want when I want it.
Yeah, Jeff is like, with the name of the podcast, obviously, like, I think we're both anxiously attached people, but Jeff is like the type of, he's like, I want attention. Give me attention.
Like
He'll
we'll
say
be
that.
on the couch.
Okay.
Let's say he's on his phone. I'm on my phone. I'll like be like, okay, I'm done with my phone. And I will like climb on top of him and be like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I need attention. And like, I'll like poke and prod him until he like starts giggling and then he gets annoyed and like we like play fight.
Yeah, it's a banter, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that
yeah,
does.
100%.
But-
That's what
but are
he
you
It's
does.
one
like
of the-
poking a bear.
Are you one of those people that like you'll be on your phone for an hour, but as soon as you're done with your phone, you're like, why are you on your phone?
No, literally.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, cute. I like that. That's fun. Gaslighter.
And then I'll be like, Taylor, you've been on your phone for an hour,
God,
and
it's
I've
literally
that
I've
is
just been
amazing.
staring at you for an hour.
So annoying.
So
But
you're both anxiously attached.
you didn't take the thing.
I think for sure I am.
Yeah, the signs of like anxiously attached are like clingy, like needs attention. But like I think we were both that, but like for different reasons. Like I think it obviously stems a lot from like how you're brought up and
Yeah.
the relationships you see, which for between the two of us couldn't be more different. So it's interesting that we both ended up in the same that sort of kind of attachment style.
Do you guys share a location with each other?
Yeah,
Constantly.
but
Yeah.
I do. More
We
than
have
he
Find
does.
My.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
Ah.
I
don't
care.
really check it, only when you're on your way home.
This is the thing. So I went through quite a bad batch of like anxiety, like proper anxiety, and I said to him, can you put your location on? And he was like, why? And I was like, Josh, like you're literally the most boring person in the world. I don't think you're doing anything, but I just keep thinking that you're just gonna like crash and die on the way home or
Yeah.
something. So put it on, and now we do it like as a normal thing. But I remember at the time you found it a little bit awkward.
I did it first. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, why? Like, I'm
Why?
with you
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
time.
we're constant. Yeah, that. But like, it's more so. I think just to know if something ever did happen, like to know where you are. I don't
Yeah.
really check it, but we share our location with like quite a few of our friends too, because we all live. A bunch of our friends live in the same like 15 blocks in New York, so like we can like bump into each other, or, like see who's together and wonder why we're not invited. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. Hanging out without us.
No, I'm kidding.
So are you more needy, would you say, in your dynamic?
Yes.
It depends. And the needs are different.
What are your
That's-
needs?
You need more
good
attention.
answer.
I need more.
Time by myself.
No. Yeah, I need more alone. No, I need more help. Like I need. I bear a lot of the responsibilities because
And validation.
validation. Not validation.
Words of affirmation.
What is the word?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Appreciation.
I want to be like noticed. I want to be because I grew up like pretty much doing everything for myself, not for anyone else. So like I want to be acknowledged. That's it.
Like if Taylor does a favor for me, it will go a long way if I say, thank you so much for doing this. It really means a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot off my
Right.
plate. I really appreciate
Really
you doing
needed
this.
that.
But that
yeah.
like that I feel like is somewhat normal to say thank you. But I also think like if I'm talking to you,
catching strays.
if I'm talking to you, and it's maybe it's a rhetorical question or something, but like if I'm talking or like we're just like whatever, he'll sometimes just doesn't answer, and like
I'm
that.
thinking.
But
I'm
I get it.
no,
I get
but he's not because then he never answers. So I'm like, can you at least just say like yes,
Yes,
or
yeah, I'm
like
here.
something,
Yeah.
not or like sure. So it's like an acknowledgement thing. So like I don't need attention per se. I need like acknowledgement for the things that I'm doing.
Yeah, words of
I want-
affirmation. It feels like you're
Yeah.
very acts of service to him.
Yes,
Like
yes.
you're, and he and you
100%.
need words of affirmation, and he needs more
Physical
touchy
touch.
feely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Physical touch.
But you're always learning, you guys.
Always
You're never
learning.
gonna-
Something new
Every day's
today.
a
Always a
school
student.
day.
There's our new thing we learned today.
That's it.
Yeah, that's very cute. Well, I like that. We kind of breezed through the anxiously attachment.
Oh yeah,
bit.
sorry, I didn't mean
That
to
was-
like hijack that.
No, that was
that's
perfect. Can we just say that they have arrived from New York? Was it this morning?
Yes, we got.
I
in-
Was it
can't
actually this
believe you
morning?
actually-
Yes, we
That
got
is
in at
crazy.
eight.
I'm
10.
on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you guys feeling?
I took a little bit of a nap, but it was. I'm a little. Well, now at this point, it's like daytime in New York. It's like you know, so I feel good now. But
I was
earlier it was a
struggling
struggle.
midday.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like
About
you
3 hours.
crashed.
The flight from New York, after they feed you dinner, And then before they feed you breakfast, there's really only 3 hours to sleep. Because it's only
Yeah,
6 hours.
yeah,
God
flight.
forbid our first class flight. You
That's not
3
what I'm
hours to
complaining.
lie
That's not what I'm
Was it
saying.
not comfortable?
After they
No,
give
it
you
was
short
deliciously
rib
comfortable.
cavatelli.
But I'm
Last time I got
saying,
Bulgari wash kit. This time they gave me fucking
there's
Estee
just not-
Lauder.
it's a quick flight.
Yeah, it is.
It
a
really
great
was.
flight.
Yeah.
It
It was
is.
like 5 hours.
You
and
feel like it
something.
should be longer, but it's
Yes.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the way here is a lot quicker than the way back as
Right.
well. You add an hour on the way back, so you'll have a little bit more time.
Wait, not an actual hour, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
What
mean?
kind
Like,
of
like the time, like a time change hour, or like the
No, like
actual
the
time
headwind?
it takes?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know it was a full hour.
Well, not necessarily like something like
Okay.
that, like about an hour. Like
Got it.
whenever you travel east to west, it's
Yeah.
always a bit longer than.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have a bit more time in. Are you flying back first business?
No.
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 I mean, the points can only go so far.
Oh shit! I wish we were rich.
Do you
We'd
also-
totally-
I know.
We emptied our point.
Sorry, coming to London. Do you not think it's too similar to New York?
No.
So we only have been one time, and I think it is somewhat similar that we had a great time like we do in New York. Like it felt similar to how we feel in Madrid.
Similar,
like
but
Madrid
different.
is like a place that we feel like comfortable. It can feel like home. It feels
Yeah.
like you're going and
Everyone has these cute accents.
Do you like
Here?
the English accent?
Love.
Really?
Oh, that's so funny.
So obviously there's like different types of English accents.
Can you tell the difference between?
I
Or
can
do you
tell
two have the
Essex.
same one?
Huh?
Essex is like the
You're right, darling.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
like what? Not Love Is
East-
Blind.
Yeah.
What's that show? Love Island.
Love Island. Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
And the only way is Essex. If you guys have watched that.
No.
Oh,
Is
you
that
would love.
Gemma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
GC.
iconic
I'm
that you know.
claustrophobic.
Darren. Yeah.
Wait, good for you.
Yeah, it was very good. I was actually saying to him, we should do the whole interview where you guys have to do an English accent the whole
Oh,
time,
no.
and we have to do American. I want to hear your English accent.
Yeah, I would love
Well,
to.
what- give me
I
something
feel
to
like
say.
you could pass as British.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, British. He just has that very like London.
I think he is an English gentleman.
Actually, maybe both of you.
yeah, you look like a proper English gentleman.
Yeah.
Like you could be in Bridgerton or something.
Or like lived in Oxford or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clapham.
Is that right? Is that right?
oh, go on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask me something. Oh, that was Irish. Hold on. Ask me something, and I'll respond.
Please tell me your deepest, darkest secrets.
Well, first, I'm gay,
Ooh.
and
Gosh.
I just had an orange. I had crackers. I had a coffee.
Oh, you know it's like
you
Australian a little bit.
you sound Australian.
It goes in and out.
really-
It goes in and
That
out.
was actually kind of good at
Yeah.
the beginning, though. You sounded very British, and then the coffee kind of went to New York, and
I took too many liberties. You go.
I
Yeah.
don't know that I can't. Like, I
okay,
really don't know.
just
What-
say I
what-
would really like a cup of tea. Let's just make it really general.
I really can't. I don't.
For me, the most fun part is the inflection. Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah.
We would never say that. Do you want a cup of tea?
A cup of tea.
Cup of tea? Do you want a cup of?
The
Do
head.
you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah, yeah.
A cup of tea. Yeah.
Raise your yeah.
That's so true, actually.
Tea. We don't pronounce teas though.
No, yeah,
No, we
that's
say
a good way to
butter,
like
better,
butter, water,
better,
lighter.
Lighter.
But
Lighter.
maybe we just have a bit of a common accent. Or
Your common.
Maybe I do.
I reckon we'll have a pint.
He's off on one.
It's like notes.
Why don't you say this? Say he's off on one.
Yeah.
So what did you just say? I can like match. I'll match the.
yeah. See if
I reckon we have a pint.
I reckon we have a pint. I don't
it's
know.
giving
Not
Jack
bad.
the Lad vibe.
Yeah.
Like
say
Essexy.
he's off on one.
He's off on one,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You
He's
got it.
fucking off on one.
Yeah.
mate. I really don't know. I'm getting high.
I can't say
Your turn. Your
yeah,
turn.
do American.
No, but
what's the difference
we
of
go to
American?
Kardashian America.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't
you're
know
like
any-
That's
Valley
the-
Girl.
Like,
Yeah.
hi, how are you?
Hi.
Like that's
Oh,
the
good.
way it
Yeah.
goes. I can't do any other.
There's like
Travis.
Travis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like Valley Girl.
Okay,
Yeah,
how about like
I-
a southern drawl?
Yeah. Can you
like,
use Southern?
Southern drawl.
Okay. I mean,
Is that right?
give him an example.
Yeah, what's the southern thing?
well,
to
I'm
say?
not really good at.
Or what do they say? Bless your heart or something
Bless
like that.
your heart.
Bless your heart.
Isn't
Yeah,
that like
it's
a bad thing?
like-
Well, I reckon we're gonna go down by the barn and
That's like
Oh,
you're
I
getting
can't do
Creole.
I feel that's okay.
Get in the vehicle, get the hose, you're in trouble.
That's what my mom sounds like. That's like him imitating my mom.
Oh, really?
I love.
Yeah. That's good.
But Midwesterners, like, aside from my mom, really don't have accents. I feel like my accent is pretty like.
I feel like my accent.
It comes out when you talk to your mom.
You have Jersey. You have Jerseyisms. TLR.
I have hard R's.
Hard R's
does that
and that
mean?
long,
Like
a long
Taylor,
Oh.
Taylor.
water,
Piper, no.
Piper, no.
Tsunami.
I just think at this stage in my life,
Literally-
I'm not meant to live an uncomfortable life.
Literally, you.
That's
about to
really
fly.
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's the New York accent? Is that the coffee?
Yeah,
Coffee. I'm walking the dog. I'm getting my paper.
It's you're mixing like Long Island and New Jersey
Yeah.
together. Like,
Long
there's a little bit of-
Oh.
it's like a Real Housewives. But
This
those
is
are like
fun.
two. That's like Staten Island, Long Island, New Jersey. No one says New Jersey.
New
I'm
I'm
Jersey.
going to Home Goods. You want to come?
You guys are making us want to go, actually.
Yeah, no, I think we should visit. To
We
be honest.
should.
We should. Final thoughts.
Yes. I want to.
Go on.
Do you want?
No, go ahead.
I want you to talk to your younger self and what advice you would give.
Think of a cute little Jeff and cute
Yeah.
little Taylor.
You want to go first?
Sure. So one of my mantras now that I actually live by is be the person you needed when you were younger. So like this is a fitting prompt.
Cute.
So I don't know. I would say just keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously on the right track because look where you are now. I recently did an interview and was talking about how I always knew that I was going to make it when I was younger. I just didn't know what make it looked like. And so I would just tell my younger self that like, we made it. We made it bigger than we ever thought we would. And it's still going.
I love that.
That's very cute.
Okay. I would tell my younger self, everything happens for a reason. Always stay true to yourself. And like believing in yourself will get you far. And being true to yourself will get you the life that you always dreamed of.
Yay.
love
And
that.
that you deserve.
Period.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you
Yeah,
for having
thanks
us.
for
It was
having
so
us.
nice. So
They
nice to
flew
chat with you
from New
guys.
York, like just for us, you guys.
I know.
So
It's
crazy.
like a busy day. We're flying to another podcast tomorrow.
Travis.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let me podcast.
Thank you so much. That was really fun.